Hey everyone. It is another Otome streaming day, and I'm here with another new model. I know. Uh, it's Princess Hours. I want to be pampered today, if you can't tell. Anyways, I'm just testing out the new models on top of that, because every once in a while I get something in my head about wanting to collect some sort of item, like it was rings, it was hats, it was socks, things like that. And apparently, over the last year, while I wasn't able to stream at all, it was models. So here we go. I've got four models now. Mina, you get to be a lesbian today if that's what you want to be. um, I'm gonna I'm gonna get a little closer. I love the full view of this model. Actually, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys can see it. I love the full view of this model, honestly. I love the way it's all set up and everything. But because it's all fucking legs, you can't see like the good detail that goes into it. And honestly, I really want to show that stuff off. Yay! Thanks for all the hearts. Um, Because, like, it's so good. It really is. It's got so many really amazingly good things with the model that I kind of wish that it wasn't so leggy, you know? Here we go. Hey, 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 how's it going? Um, Obviously getting to play with the different models, I get to see how they're rigged and how they're set up, and I have preferences on which ones I visually like better and which ones I feel function in a way that I like better. Uh, Nothing really beats my original model, unfortunately, but that's kind of the point of these mass-produced ones is that getting a model that uh, is designed specifically for you, with like everything about you in mind. So even when you go and talk to a rigger and you find a rigger that you like for a model, it's usually because the rigging they do is something you're into. Thank you for the redeem. um, so so I love the original RJ. I really do. I love RJ's model a whole bunch. Uh, I wanted to give these mass-produced models a try, as I told you before, and maybe you guys are new, so you don't really know what I'm talking about here. This model and the other models that I have collected over the last year are all models that come with customization, but they're sold in a package. So it's a lot cheaper because then you can sell the model to everybody and they just make it look the way they want it to. And I think that's an amazing idea, and I think it's going to definitely help out people so they can, you know, um, get into VTubing at a reasonable price point because the packages are about 150 USD. Uh, I don't know what that is in most other people's price range, and like that's not cheap, granted, but getting a custom model, way more than that. In fact, rigging typically costs way more than that. And these are fully rigged and ready to be customized. So 150 is a real steal for a VTuber model. Cheaper than that is also a really good deal. So like, don't go, oh, if it's not 150 at least, then it's not good. I mean, although you do have to worry about AI and things along those lines, but the point is that these custom model packages, I'm sorry, customizable model packages make it affordable to most people because getting a custom model like the original RJ is usually a lot more expensive than these packages. Anyways, um, I think this one's so pretty. I really do. And I like the way the rigging does the mouth. Um, it's not as focused as I would normally put it, but it actually works really well. I'm making all sorts of faces right now. But yeah, just wanted to talk a little about the model since this is the first time I'm using this one. And I just I really love it. I love it. Uh, what? What does that mean? Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was just talking about the model and how the customizable package models work, like this one and the one that you have picked up. By the way, credits are given down below in my info about, well, it's in the credit section. In the about section under this video if you want to take a look at where you might be able to purchase these packages. Let's talk about how sexy Scum's eyeball is. Okay, and Scum's blasting me on her phone. That, hold on a second, that, I feel that phrasing could be taken a certain way, if you know what I mean. She was talking about finger blasting the other day, so, you know, it's not so far-fetched. Anyways, we are gonna be returning to Falling for Yaoguais. It's a Taiwanese otome game. Uh, the word Yaogai is Chinese, and I really hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm trying my best. Um, it is a foreign language to me, so I have no training in it, and I'm just going with it. Ask for video. Yes, exactly. So, we're gonna hop on over to the my streaming stuff, and we're gonna get started on that game because that's what we're here for. I'll give a brief recap when we get over there, which is now. We're already there. Hmm. Mm, there we go. So, as I said, this is a Taiwanese otome game. It came out this year in 2025, and this is my first time playing through it. Yaogai are basically supernatural beings in Taiwanese lore, and the supernatural beings seem to be based off of mm, items more than ideas. So while they do have like ghosts and things, specifically uh, ghosts who have been wronged or something like that, most of the characters we meet are things like bamboo spirit or tree spirit or chair girl. Um, Things like that. And it's kind of interesting because it's not stuff I normally think about because in the US we don't subscribe spirits with inanimate objects. Um, it's just not in our culture and lore to be doing that. I know in Japan they also have um, supernatural items like items that gain sentience and a spirit and things like that. So that's kind of cool. But it's super neat to be able to explore this sort of stuff, especially in a game format, uh, with romance in it, because it's not stuff I get to normally see. So, we are a human, and we are working at a amusement park, which is basically just a cover for all these supernatural spirits to live in the human world. Um, Now, they don't interact with people very often, but I think that's supposed to change eventually. So for now, they just kind of live in this amusement park in the human world, and we're the only human there. And we know about all of this, but only two people know that we are human. And that is Mr. CEO up there. He is a tree spirit, and the other one is the guy in the scientist jacket, or a lab coat. That's the word I'm looking for, in the white coat. He is a scientist, and I think he's supposed to be a snake spirit or something like that. But I don't think it's been revealed to us. However, he pulled a snake out of his pocket and said it was a kid, and said it would protect us. So, like, I don't know. Anyways, um, let me turn on the desktop audio. I just realized I had that muted so that it wasn't coming through on the other channels. It's got some good music to the game. I kind of like it. It's nice. Um, so we're still in the common route, and we're trying to figure out what sort of Yaoguai are trying to eat humans, because the whole reason we ended up in this amusement park was because we were lured here to be eaten by the bad guys, who we don't know who they are, or at least the mastermind, and we're trying to figure that out. So that's why we decided to stay working here, pretending not to be a human, to lure out the bad guys. Okay, let's get started. If you have missed any of the previous games and are interested in viewing them, you can check out my YouTube channel. It has all of my VODs on it, and I sort them into playlists for games or my Japanese language learning lessons. When I get other games up there, which I should this coming up weekend, they'll get their own little playlist, so you can just watch them in order if you want. Okay, so what we are doing here is we decided to enact our own little plan on how to lure out the bad guys, because apparently we don't trust Mr. CEO with doing this in a timely manner. I mean, he's a fucking tree, so of course. Oh, that's so quiet. That's... Wow, I forgot how long this was. Okay, that didn't end up turning up too loud, did it? Okay, because it started out really quiet and I adjusted the volume. That was real loud. But it was real short. I gotta get a different spider dance so that I can have more of the thing. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, they aren't the same volume across the board. You would expect the goat scream to be really loud, and it wasn't. So, here we are. I do have to fix those though because different uploads have different quality, and obviously another day. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it another day. We're not doing it today. Today we are playing a game, and then I'm probably going to sleep. So what I was saying is our tree spirit friend, boyfriend, you know, our sorry, I can't get the the thought of making inappropriate jokes about how woody he is and things like that. Anyways. So, our tree spirit boss, not quite boyfriend yet, is taking a very slow approach to try to lure out the bad guys. And apparently we decided that that's not quick enough. So we are working with our mad scientist boyfriend, not really boyfriend, and he's helping us try to lure out the bad guys by saying or sort of revealing that we are human, and now we're going around pestering people to see if they've seen any humans. I don't know. I don't know exactly. But sorry. But we got that cool little snake dude to help us out, and then we told it to go and do its own thing. So like, yeah, like I don't know why they bothered to even put it in there. Like the whole, hey, take this tiny little snake that will protect you. Keep it in your pocket. And apparently MC was all like, you know what? It's really creepy. I'm pretty sure the snake's gonna bite me. So let me take it out of my pocket and put it down and tell it to go live its own fucking life, you know, instead of watching us. And that's what we did. And so basically we have nobody protecting us because I guess we don't need it. The writing is a little hokey with things like that, but I want to see where this goes. I want to get at least one route done. So you continued your search for suspicious Yaoguais while deep in thought. Watery and Cat Demon are probably not the mastermind. Who could it be? Watery is, in fact, a water spirit, kind of like a nymph, sort of. And Cat Demon is exactly what it sounds like. You lifted your head and saw Jan walking towards you, waving in your direction. Oh no. I don't like this one. This is one of our love interests. He's an idol in the human world, even though he's a Yaoguai, and he's super high energy and super self-centered. So like, not my thing, not my thing at all. Yue, I've been looking for you. Looking for me? When Mo Dan pretended to pick up your resume, Jan was also there. This made you more cautious. Everybody was there, though. Do you have something you want to ask me? I just want to know, what do you like? Why do you want to know this? Don't ask so much. Just tell me already. I've also mentioned, which if you're coming in right now, I'm going to mention it again. I'm probably going to mention it every single time that I play this game. The localization doesn't seem to have been done by a native English speaker. And This is a good example of it where I can still understand what they're trying to say. It just doesn't feel natural if you are speaking English. You're not going to say, don't ask so much. You're going to say, like, don't ask so many questions, or don't ask me so much. But the point is that we wouldn't say, don't ask so much. That's just not a natural phrase in English. But, but otherwise, it's not bad. It's really pretty good. Just sometimes the sentences come out a little unnatural. Well, something feels off. Is Jan testing me? After a moment's thought, you responded to him as if nothing was amiss. I like unexpected little gifts, sweet things, or money. I like money. I think. I might. I might have to. Okay, Scum's with me. Okay, good, good. We're gonna we're gonna go with money. I actually don't like sweet things. So I mentioned that I'm American. You know, I'm a native English speaker. I grew up in the U.S. and the US has a sugar addiction issue, and I don't just mean candy bars and sweets and things like that. They literally put sugar in almost everything. In fact, they were lobbying to put sugar in milk because milk wasn't being drank as much as other sugary beverages because, well, guess what? It doesn't have sugar in it. And the US is addicted to sugar. Um, but like I like a sweet thing every now and then, but I definitely like things can be way too sweet for me. Like I don't like cake, for instance, because it's just so. This is why so many gremlins are based in the U.S. What? Because it's sugar? um. So anyways, in real life, I am very not into sweet things. I like a little sweetness, but not much. Sugar addiction makes many gremlins. Got it. Got it. Okay, that's good to know. But I do like money, because then I can buy more husbandos. And honestly, I don't really like little gifts because although they're kind of cute and it's nice that somebody thought of me, okay, wait, hold on. I was gonna say I just don't like knickknacks, but then I am literally looking at my husbando collection, all staring back at me. I like specific knickknacks. So we're gonna say money. Yes, Mina, my wall of men, my wall of men. If you give me husbandos as unexpected little gifts, I will love you forever. Money! Great! I have lots of money. Oh, I forgot he's a fucking idol. Here I am, just being honest, and what it comes down to is the idol. I told the idol to give me money. God damn it. You have lots of money? I forgot, you're a big star, Jan. You must be much richer than me. But I've spent all my money recently, so I can't give you any. How did you spend all your money, dude? You want to give me money. Why? And that's not necessary. I'm a Yao guy. I don't need money. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So then what did you spend it on? Humans need money a lot, though. He doesn't know we're human, but it doesn't matter. You realized halfway through your sentence that you almost let something slip and quickly corrected yourself. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. He doesn't know we're human, and we almost told him. And I'm a female ghost. I don't need money either. Ha 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 ha. While you chuckled nervously, your mind raced with speculations. Jan seems to be testing if I'm human. Why is he doing this? I don't think he's actually testing that. I think we're jumping to conclusions here. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Suddenly, Jan grabbed your hand, interrupting your thoughts. Yui, come with me. Jan didn't wait for your response and simply pulled you along. Where are you taking me? It's break time for the operations team, and the show is about to begin. Show? Jan led you to a corner and pointed towards a nearby trash bin filled with trash. Look at that trash bin. Yes, I got where this was coming, too. Okay, You felt confusion as you looked in the direction Jan pointed. You saw a bamboo ghost walking past the trash bin. Oh, are we gonna have another prank? We're gonna have another prank. Okay. It's break time now. I'll go find Big Sis and see if she needs any help. Bamboo Ghost continued talking, but noticed that the trash bin was overflowing. The trash is overflowing, and they still haven't collected it? Oh well, stepping on it should buy some more time. Who's in the bin? You guys know that's what's gonna happen, right? Somebody's in the trash bin, and they're gonna pop out at him. Bamboo Ghost walked up to the trash bin, lifted his foot, and stomped down hard inside. Unexpectedly, when he stomped his foot down, a spray of water splashed out from the trash bin. How did water get in here? Bamboo Ghost was taken aback, quickly pulling his foot out of the trash bin. His entire leg, along with his pants and shoes, were soaking wet. He was furious and started shouting loudly. Who on earth poured water into the trash bin and even covered it with a layer of garbage as a disguise? I wonder. You immediately had a hunch about who the culprit might be, and indeed, you heard Jan's laughter nearby. Haha, Bamboo Ghost, you fell for it again. Again? Again, guys. He said again. Again. Big bro, you... If you're not happy, come and seek revenge on me. I'm looking forward to your pranks. Yui, let's run! Run again? I can't run as fast as you all. Jan disappeared without a trace, leaving you and Bamboo Ghost here. Well, hi. Bamboo Ghost was not only disheveled, but also had a helpless expression on his face. I don't see it. You felt a bit sorry for him, so you took out a tissue. We took out a tissue and handed it to him. That's definitely going to help his entire leg that is soaked. You should wipe yourself first. Bamboo Ghost took the tissue in disbelief and thanked you as he dried himself off with the tissue. Yui, I've played pranks on you before, and you're still so nice to me. Thank you. Well, your pranks didn't work, so I don't really mind. Bamboo Ghost nodded, but didn't say much more. You thought for a moment and couldn't help but ask him. Bamboo Ghost? Isn't Jan your big bro? We already kinda know he's not, but also sort of. You played pranks on others too. Your relationship seems pretty good. Okay, yeah, all of these are true. All of these are true. I don't know which one I should pick. I guess we'll say you play pranks on others too. I think we're gonna kind of scold him and be like, maybe you shouldn't play pranks if you want people to be nice to you. So why are you so downcast? Oh, so we're more like, you look like you feel bad because you got a prank played on you, but you play pranks too, you know. You're right. It's my own fault. Apparently we're not scolding him, though. I honestly thought we were scolding him. I'm not scolding you. I just think you shouldn't take it too seriously. Bamboo Ghost shook his head, wearing a wry smile, and then continued speaking. We pull pranks with Flying Dragon Silver to get our big bro's attention. Mm-hmm. Because only things that amuse Big Bro can keep him interested. One day, if he finds pranks uninteresting, he probably won't bother with us anymore. Oh, not sure how I feel about that, and it makes me want to hang out with the idol even less, because he's a prankster and self-centered and an idol and high energy. After hearing what Bamboo Ghost said, you couldn't help but be moved. I thought you three were a mischievous trio. Even though Big Bro always acts playful, he actually keeps his distance and has a rather cold demeanor. We already know this. Just saying. Just saying. We already covered this when we were introduced to him. To Jan, that is. And Jan was talking about how he enjoys being an idol, but nobody else is interested in him being an idol. Again, the whole self-centered thing. And so he has no one to really talk to or hang out with because they don't want to talk about him being an idol. So this is kind of just 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 giving us this information again, I guess. I guess this is what we do. Even after working together with Ghostbird and Wild Boar for so long. Uh-huh. When he heard they were leaving, he didn't show any reaction. Um, Not they were leaving. The rumor has it, yeah, he sucks. Okay, Mina, I'm glad you're on my page now. You were totally into him yesterday. Um, this is new information, and that's kind of cool. Apparently, Jan hung out with Ghostbird and Wild Boar, and those two were the ones who tried to eat us, and they have been murdered, and by our tree friend, and then by our Mr. CEO tree guy, said that they had left. Um, so so they're not are leaving; they have left. And when Jan heard that they had left, he didn't show any reaction. Uh, Again, kind of proving again that I don't think a native English speaker translated this, but it is way different than, or it is definitely way better than machine translation. So I think somebody did take the time to try to go through it. They just weren't a native English speaker, so they might get tenses mixed up, like we're leaving instead of have left. Before Bamboo Ghost could finish speaking, you blurt out, interrupting him. Are Ghostbird and Wild Boar also employees of the operations team? Yes. Do they also call Jan Big Bro? No, only me and Flying Dragon Silver call him that. Okay, well, okay, I guess they're not that close then. Ghostbird and Wild Boar usually call him Boss? Chief? Is Jan the bad guy? No. I'm not very familiar with them, so I'm not entirely sure. Boss? I mean, he does run the team, so like, of course they'd call him boss. But I know that they called him boss, or the guy who arranged for us to be eaten called him boss too. Bamboo Ghost, unaware of your shock, checked the time and then smiled. Rest time is over. I should get back to work now. Yue, thanks for listening to me. I feel much better. He turned and walked away. You watched his departing figure, feeling a sense of sympathy. Nah. I didn't expect that even Yaoguais have interpersonal relationship problems. Why not, Yue? You are... Okay. You paused for a moment, contemplating the words that Bamboo Ghost had just shared with you. At the moment, it seems that Bamboo Ghost can temporarily be ruled out as a suspect. On the other hand, Jan is very familiar with the human world. What? You think that he just suddenly decided, hey, I want to eat humans, but I'm going to do it through the amusement park rather than his ability being a fucking idol and like I could totally eat fans? Like, is that what we're doing here? That's what we're doing here? Okay. I don't think he's the bad guy. I think this is very clearly a ploy to try to get us to believe that he's the bad guy, but like it just doesn't make much sense if that's the case. Because, as I just pointed out, he could do this way easier than luring somebody to an amusement park where he lives. He could easily trick humans into coming here to devour them. He also seemed to be testing me earlier. No, he wasn't. Is there any way to confirm whether he's the mastermind behind all this? You were lost in your own thoughts, completely unaware that Islander was quietly approaching you. Okay. It wasn't until a cold hand gently rested on your shoulder that you were suddenly jolted back to reality. Yue, here we meet again. Mm-hmm. You turned your head, only to see Islander standing right behind you, accompanied by a group of menacing Yaoguais. Yeah, so we have definite issues with prejudice against Yaogai. Um, we think they're all monsters that want to eat us. And so anytime we come across someone who doesn't look super kind and nice, I guess, like, I'm really trying not to buy into the whole racial stereotype thing here, but Islander is the only dark-skinned colored character we've seen so far, and we automatically assumed he was gonna beat up one of the love interests, who is this cute little blonde, light-skinned boy. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? Yeah, not yeah, you guys get it. Like I I don't think Islander has any sort of violent tendencies, but you know, they're really saying something here when they've got a colorism issue, you know, and our main character has labeled this one guy as violent and to be feared. It's okay though. We'll get through this. Uh, yeah. What a coincidence. Islander grinned, but his smile was unnerving. How do we see it? Making the situation even more unsettling. Yeah, racism. It exists everywhere, unfortunately, and I'm really trying not to call it out in this because I think it might be unintentional on the author slash developer's side of it. Uh, but but just because it's unintentional doesn't mean that it's not still racist. It's super racist, guys. It's this is so so it makes me really uncomfortable to have to read a main character who goes dark colored person, automatically violent and evil and bad. And I'm just like, please, please, can we not? Can we not? Which is the biggest reason I think White Deer, who was introduced to us, might in fact be the mastermind because, you know, first off, she's a deer spirit, and then on top of that, she's a white deer spirit, which means she's like supposedly super pure and sweet and everything and gentle and yada yada. So like I think that's what they're gonna go with here, but that's just racism with more steps. You're not turning the trope on its head when the only dark-skinned character you have is automatically labeled a villain. Can you come with us to a place? A place. A place. I have something to tell you. Is there something that can't be said here? Islander didn't answer. He just stared at you in silence, like a mute threat. I might not be finishing this game, guys. uh, okay, okay. All right, I understand. I don't really have a choice, do I? With an uneasy heart, you left with Islander and his group. Yes, come. Islander led you to another section of the amusement park. So far, he's been fine, though, besides our entire misconception of the character, like, as MC, you know, seeing Islander and automatically assigning these things to him, including just right back there, where she says he's silently threatening her by not doing anything. Like, everything he's done has not been violent and has been totally normal. So, like, this is blatant. Here, there were no visitors in sight, just a few scattered employees. You guys, get rid of anyone who's not involved. Oh, apparently he's barking that. Yes! With a command from Islander, several other Yaoguais quickly carried out his orders. Soon, only you and Islander remained in the vicinity. Oh no, are they planning to do something harmful to me? The thought crossed your mind, and you subconsciously reached out, tightly gripping the amber bracelet that Bai had given you. Okay, so he gave us this bracelet to hide that we were human, and I guess he can sort of, like, sense our life force through it because it's part of his life force, it's part of his power or something. And we know this because we got bitten by a poisonous snake and then almost died, and he showed up when our life signs started to diminish. Islander approached you, revealing a terrifying smile that sent shivers down your spine. Yes, it's made from his sap. You get it? That's my opinion on it. I mean, it's an amber bracelet, and he says it's part of his life force, so the only thing I can imagine is that it's sap. How did he get it out? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm not going to tell you. Not for this stream. We cleared this place out on purpose so no one would see. Sorry. I was just dying. Sap tapped. Got wood. Yeah. You felt a jolt of fear, and countless possibilities flashed through your mind. Oh no, are they planning to teach me a lesson? For what? Or have they discovered I'm human? Or... You tried to keep calm, casually coming up with an excuse, planning to take the opportunity to escape. I have a very important task assigned to me by my boss, so I'll have to go. Unexpectedly, Islander and his group bowed deeply to you. Thank you, devs. Yeah, we're so sorry. See, I told you guys. They have her super racist and super prejudiced against this dude because he's the only dark-skinned character in the game so far, and they've been absolutely, completely fucking normal about everything, and here they are apologizing for the bad first impression that they had made on her. Yeah. This does not make you like woke or cool or anything like that, guys. Huh? We didn't know you were the boss's special assistant before. That's why we acted against you. Please forgive us. Yep. You were completely confused about the situation, and the tension in your heart shattered in an instant. I mean, I guess. Unfortunately, the type of colorism and racism that they're showing in this game so far, uh, is something that I can understand, because it definitely has a strong parallel with, again, being an American, where dark-colored people are considered, violent or um, criminals or all sorts of other things. So, like, I think that's why it makes me so uncomfortable because it's something that I've lived through as a privileged person, having to see this sort of racism in effect. Uh, I say privileged because I am light skinned, so like I don't have to deal with any of that sort of stuff. And I really hate when it gets portrayed in games, especially supernatural ones like this. It's like, can we not? Can we not go down that road? Um, Whereas I'm thinking about Pio Fiore, which is an Italian, well, I mean, it's a Japanese otome, but it's based in Italy. And they have one character who is not Italian in that game. He's Chinese. And I'm not sure how much I have to go into with the racism involved between China and Japan. Um, but the fact that there's a lot of what's called yellow peril in the game because that one guy is Chinese, and there's a lot of racist undertones due to that. Despite them being in Italy, so like, what's that fucking matter, right? That game has, like, it's historically accurate for Italy too, but it's not comfortable to read. Yes, exactly, Mina. Like, like when you make up things, like fiction, all of this, you don't have to put historically accurate things because you're already not. You're already making shit up. So why would you include racism? Like, you don't have to. You really don't. So, anyways, the point is that Pio Fiore has a lot of yellow peril, which is mainly racism against Chinese people and how they're evil and all that sort of stuff. And that didn't bother me nearly as much because it's not something that in the US we have to deal with as much. Now, granted, we do have yellow peril in the US. In fact, that's the whole reason that marijuana was made illegal, villainized and all sorts of things like that because they were villainizing the Asian population, mainly Chinese. Um, but but what I'm trying to get at is I was not as uncomfortable with that because it was less of a parallel I could understand because just I haven't had to deal with yellow peril, hardly at all. They just get grouped in with uh, colorism racism, because they're Asian, so they are people of color, and thus, you know, the US racism that comes with that, unfortunately. Uh, but when they are notably dark skinned like this, it makes it a lot more uncomfortable for me because it's more like the sort of stuff that I grew up being told because I am light-skinned, and we do in the U.S. at least continue to perpetuate the idea that people of color are violent, just for existing, which is unfortunate. I don't think that's true at all. Obviously, it's propaganda, and ah, so here we are with Islander and everybody else apologizing for assuming we were a bad person and trying to start beef with us. Um, and really, we're the racist one here. Wait, what on earth is this nonsensical development? See, we can't even understand what's going on. You were completely bewildered, and it took you several seconds to finally realize what was happening. Mo Don was right. These Yaoguais are really simple-minded. I overreacted. Oh my god. I mean, they're supernatural beings, so you could totally say that they are simple-minded, but I don't think that word was a good choice to use here. Yeah, exactly. A bad translation. I think that he means single-minded. Um, but it does kind of work as simple-minded, which is why when Mo Don was saying it, I didn't question it, because he was using it as an example of humans are complex and tricky, and instead of doing things straightforward, they have this roundabout way of going about it. That was what Mo Don was saying about RMC being human, because he knows. And then he said, Yao Gai are very simple, not simple-minded, and that they don't think of all these sorts of tricks and traps. They usually just go straight forward with whatever they're thinking about. And by tricks, I don't mean pranks. I mean deceptive ways of getting the things you want, which is what Mo Don was trying to say humans do. But here they use simple-minded instead of... I mean, it kind of works, but it has the connotation of saying that they aren't able to have complex thoughts. So yes, Mina's right. Like, direct is more what the translation was probably supposed to be, but instead they use simple-minded, and now it's like, now Yue not only is assuming they're all violent criminals, she's now saying they're stupid. I'm sorry. This is just... This is inadvertently funny because I'm pretty sure they didn't mean that in the translation. I mean, the violence, yeah, sure. We know that she is prejudiced against all supernatural beings, thinking they all want to eat her. But but I'm sure hoping they didn't intend to say that they're all stupid. Okay, I might be putting this game down after this stream because, guys, it's a little painful to go through, and I don't want to have to continue on with that sort of stuff. Hopefully this is the last whole racism thing that we have to deal with. Hopefully our MC goes, oh look, they really are kind people, especially since they took the opportunity to apologize to us for seeming threatening in the first place, which is not what they should have to do at all in the first place, because it was her prejudice that made her think that was happening. So like they literally did nothing. They literally did nothing, and we are requiring them to apologize for doing nothing, for existing. Hopefully, with that out of their system, we won't have to deal with this anymore. You quickly changed your tone and smiled as you spoke to the group led by Islander. No worries. Those are all in the past. Let's get along well from now on. Islander immediately straightened up and gave orders to the other Yaoguais. You all heard what Yue said? Starting today, she's one of us, and we should all take good care of her. Okay, sorry. Got it! The Yaoguais lined up and saluted you once again. You breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. At that moment, you felt something tugging at your foot and you looked down. Oh, our snake is back! Of course he was gone, only for that moment. All right, how do we say this? Paliki. That's right. Paliki, what are you doing here? It's Greek. You saw Paliki wrapping his tail around your foot and trying hard to pull you away. I'm guessing that Islander and his group have left or are in the process of leaving, and now we are alone here in this part of the park, and Paliki's trying to be like, hey, you should probably go, you know, with people. Did you misunderstand something? They didn't have any ill intentions toward me. Paliki seemed not to understand your words and continued stubbornly to try to pull you away. He's very upset. You should follow him. You looked at Paliki in confusion, when suddenly something fell from above and landed at your feet. Is this a screw? What? There's like a roller coaster right above us? Like what? You looked up and saw a massive billboard above you, swaying dangerously. Why is there a billboard in the park in the first place? A park that nobody visits? Who's paying for this advertising? Who wants to advertise here? Scum! Scum! See, this is what I was saying when the writing sure was something, okay? Like... like... Makes sense, okay? Like... it must have been a steal. You get to advertise in this park that's not open. Advertising for human flesh. Got it. You hadn't reacted in time, and the massive billboard came crashing down towards you without warning. Oh, I guess Islander's gonna save her. Meet Packer Packers. Wow. Ah. End of chapter 2. Guys, I don't think I got it in me. Like, okay. 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 Um Actually, on that note, we're taking an ad break. Well, since it's him, I guess we're on his route? Because we didn't have anybody. No, I don't got all them spirits in me, and as much as I would very much like to, have spirits in me, get them all up in there, I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not. Mm-mm. I like them. You like the sus eyes? I think they're great. I love them. But yeah, no. I think it's time to call this adventure. Mina, thank you. Thank you. I'll hmm. I appreciate the compliments. Yeah. So, here, we're gonna just we're done. We're done. We're done with this. Okay. So here's my yeah, I know calling it is fair. Yeah, actually, Scum, I was just going to talk about that for people who are new or haven't watched me stream before because I was gone for an entire year. So, let me explain something about my gaming habits. If I am not enjoying it, then I'm not going to keep playing it because life's too fucking short, guys. So not only will I personally stop playing because I'm not interested in it, but I'm definitely not going to play it on stream. I will not hate play a game. I will not rage through it. I don't think that's fun, and that's not the type of vibe or atmosphere I want to go with. I love romance games. I love otome games, and while some of them are extraordinarily ridiculous and silly, if I am not enjoying it though, I it's a game that doesn't vibe with me. And this game doesn't seem to be vibing with me. So that's it. That's it. We're calling it. We're calling that game. We're not going to be playing anymore. Falling for Yaoguais. Now, I tend to like to talk about the game afterwards. Granted, I didn't play a whole route or anything, but yes. What's like a movie title? Sorry, I don't know. ADHD, too long, didn't read. Wow, not for me. Is that a sequel? My gaming habits. You know what? It's true. Okay. Um, I do not appreciate that, Mina. I have not come to terms with being ADHD yet. I may not be. And no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Okay, so guys, Mina is my wife, and uh, she knows a lot about me. And so she's just playing with me because that's what we do. Um, but but yeah, that is my gaming habits. If it doesn't vibe with me, then I just don't do it. Because you guys should see my backlog. I have so many games, so many. Not just romance games, but other visual novels or other games that I want to play. There's plenty of games out there. And if it doesn't, like I said, if it doesn't vibe with me, then, that's it. I'm not spending my time on it. Mm, yes, Cult of the Lamb. It's so good, but I can't play it right now because I don't have my capture card. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Like, look at that. I actually have all those games that Mina is saying in my backlog. So there's plenty to pick from. So after I'm done with a game, which usually takes a lot longer than, 4 streaming sessions. I like to talk about it. I like to talk about what was good, what was bad, what was in between. Sometimes, and that was the perfect time for Stream Elements to pop up my review site. Sometimes I write reviews about them, and I like doing that. They're spoiler free, all the reviews. Obviously, this chat won't be spoiler free because that's just That's just how it is when you're talking about a game. Yeah, Stardew for 10 minutes because I love my wife. I'm not into farming sims. Those aren't games for me, which is the joke there. Uh, so my wife really loves farming sims. She loves all sorts of sims, and she tries to get me to play Stardew quite often, and I'm like, yeah, I know. She's trying to get me to go into the mines in Stardew because like that's the most interesting part of the game to me so far. Uh, but but yeah, farming sims in general aren't my thing. I'm gonna pop on over to the game room. We're gonna go to the game room, okay? Okay. With some nice relaxing music here. So what I was trying to say is the silence is because I forgot. Okay. So, falling for Yaoguais. Uh, it's an interesting premise. Translation's okay. I know, Mina, not beating those. Yeah, thanks, Scum. The translation's okay. There are definitely a lot of issues with it not being natural in English, but it's better than some. I still would rate it probably, yeah, it would be an okay. It's an in-between thing. It's not bad, it's not good. Like I said, premise is interesting, but writing is, I know there are words to explain the issues I have with the writing and the way that the story is presented, but I don't have those words right now. I don't know what they are. The thing is that as you saw, we're standing in some section of the park where there are no people around because Islander and his group had got all the other people out of the area. And suddenly there's a giant billboard up above us, like a considerable distance. Oh, my closed captioning just broke, but my microphone's still going. Hmm. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, unless you guys aren't getting any of this and you guys should tell me. Uh, so, there it goes. There it goes. It's picking back up. Good. Thank you, Mina. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, suddenly there's this giant billboard a considerable distance above us, but first off, we all know the park is not open to the public. And who's going to advertise in a park that nobody goes to? And why is there advertisement in a park that's not designed for the public, but instead for y'all guys to just kind of live in the human world? Like, none of that makes sense. None of it. Okay? And even if it's not a billboard for advertising, which I don't see why there would be like what am I trying to say? Like when they've got like the name of a roller coaster posted somewhere, like none of that makes sense for a theme park that nobody visits. There should there should not be billboards at all, even if it's not for advertising, but instead to label what each attraction is because nobody fucking cares. Like that's the point. They don't need that shit if nobody's fucking there. So, so like that's my point with the writing. Is the writing has all these uh-oh, I got two bunny ears. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. I must have thanks scum. But I must have hold on. I gotta fix this because it's really bothering me. Mina, you like it? It's amazingly awful. So clearly, I made not beating the ADHD allegations. Okay, guys, so clearly I made bunny ears with one set of ears. Thanks for the mustache. And then made bunny ears for the other set of ears, and forgot that I set them both up. So let me get rid of one of them because I need to not have it. uh okay, so it says one of them should be off. I'm literally looking at it. It says off. So why is it not off? Mm. Okay, how do I turn it off? Why is it not going away? I can't get it to go away. I'm doing the stupid key. It's not working. There we go. Okay. uh, hey guys. Thanks for all the redeems. Thank you. um, perfect time while I'm talking about this game. This is so funny. Okay, yeah, the writing seems to have all these moments that I know that they're supposed to conveniently happen so that the plot can continue. But when they're so forced like that, it feels, well, forced. I mean, it doesn't feel realistic or reasonable or anything like that. Even for a supernatural game, like these aren't supernatural happenings. They're just I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not a fan of the writing style because it feels very I did say juvenile, and that's not to say that like age wise exactly, but more like experience wise, okay? It feels like the writer or the developer for this game hasn't had a whole lot of practice in writing out plots and novels and things along those sorts. It seems very inexperienced. Uh, the whole thing, the whole bit about the racism is a very good example. Not that experienced authors don't include racism because they do, but it's usually problematic for them to be doing that. And granted, I love problematic content, but you know, racism is something I'm not fond of. There are definitely games that have mentions of racism, and I'm just like, no, I'm not interested in a game that talks about racism. I'm just not. I don't want to. I don't want to play a game where that is a core theme. And while it's not a core theme, it has happened enough times in the first two chapters that I'm like, no, I'm done with that. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is the writing feels inexperienced, and it feels like the author doesn't know how to get the plot to move and to progress in the way that they want it to. So they just randomly have these things happening and a reason for them to happen, but they don't occur naturally or anything along those lines. Um, the billboard just doesn't make sense to me. And I guess that was the last straw because there are definitely other things I could talk about, like I did earlier in this stream, where we took our little snaky friend and said, you know what? You don't have to hang out with us anymore. And it went away. And then we had that huge ordeal with Islander, which was all about racism. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. And the only reason we had that huge ordeal with Islander without our was because we got rid of our snaky friend for no reason, none. And it's perfect with the clown nose. I mean, like seriously, you guys are wonderful for having chosen that. I love talking about this stuff cuz I am the clown in this situation. So, uh the art was art. Um, I mean, there was nothing wrong with it, really, except for the Islander being the only dark character. uh, and it could definitely work better if the writer had been more experienced, I think. Um, and was able to incorporate these ideas without having them be so random events. Scum. No, no, I'm serious. Okay, so like, obviously, art is completely uh, fuck. What's the word? Subjective. That's the word. Art is completely subjective, and I have favored styles, and this was not one of them. But I don't think that the art was bad because I don't believe really in bad art. I mean, sure, you can look at it from a mechanical perspective and be like, hey, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so maybe you should yeah, Scum's right. It's hard to criticize art, especially or critique art, especially if it's an indie game. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. The art was art. It wasn't something that I was really drawn to, and I don't think that it was not my thing either. It was just art. It was in between. Uh, the music though. I like the music. I wouldn't listen to the music without the game. A little too upbeat and poppy, like folky, I guess is more the word I'm looking for. Something, something I'd kind of better than elevator music, honestly, but like just good background music. It was okay. Um, yeah, overall this game was just pretty much okay. Uh, I can't think of anything. I did like that the MC had a profile picture. It felt like my personal hell as it started falling apart. Oh no, scum. Was it the writing that was bothering you? Sounded like my personal hell. Oh. um, yeah, so positives. Get to learn a little bit about Taiwanese culture. Very small amount because it's about, their Yaoguais, supernatural spirits. So that's kind of interesting. But I didn't get far enough to really get to delve into that. And ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're lagging a bit. If you refresh, it might pick up. I believe they say 10 minutes, Mina. And there it goes. It's on its own timer because I set the timer, but I do believe the redeem specifically says 10 minutes, so I put it for 10 minutes. If it's supposed to be lower than that, it might be, but okay, you've refreshed, and I hope it's caught up now. Ah, yeah, I do have a. I think I have a timer on that as well, so that it can't be redeemed super quick. And there goes my mustache, so the nose is gonna go very soon too. Yeah, cool down. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, the music was okay, and yeah, phones do that. Uh, Scum says my phone makes streams lag with random loads. It does, unfortunately. Hmm, I am a little disappointed that we didn't get far enough into the game.
All these lollies call me rubbing on her
Thank you for the
thighs. She stay
redeem.
wet for her. Shawty so kawaii and would die for her. Ride and watch hentai all the time with. And she till I die. All these lollies call me rubbing on her
I
thighs.
still
She stay wet for her. Shawty so kawaii and would die for her.
love this
Ride and
song.
watch hentai all the time with. And she till I die. All these lollies call me.
I need somebody to play this during my Japanese lesson learning thing. Nobody's calling me senpai in that, okay? Like, that's a missed opportunity. It really is. But but I'm a little disappointed we didn't get far enough into the game to actually see the plot, thicken and come to fruition. Um, but I have a feeling that I would have also been disappointed if we did get that far in the game. Mainly because I didn't feel the writing was strong enough to carry it that far. Uh, we had a lot of interactions that seemed like filler, um, especially with the way that they continued to move the plot forward, feeling quite random and sudden. Uh, so so yeah, I do think that it is an experienced writer who did develop this game, because it feels like they said, okay, so here's all the ways we're going to move the plot forward. And then somebody was like, yeah, but you got to have something more in here because all you have is event after event after event happening. And so they were like, okay, we'll add in all these other little things that really don't give us much information or detail or have any point whatsoever. But they decided to include them simply so that the story could be drawn out. You know what I mean? So, scum. Now I gotta get up at 5 a.m. to send a senpai before I drop the phone on my face and fall back asleep. No, that's so funny. um, yeah, like the cat. Scum's got a good point. The cat, completely random. Um, translated poorly, and and we didn't need to know any of that. None of that. There was no point to it. The entire interaction with Watery, in fact, was completely pointless. Um, so, mm, uh, I think the writer might, in the future, be able to get better, you know what I mean? And hopefully develop a story that fits together better and flows better. Uh, yes, he likes sesame oil chicken. whatever that means. I would assume chicken fried in sesame oil. I don't know. I've never heard of sesame oil chicken. Why did it work again? Fuck me. Okay, I'm gonna turn that one off. I'm just gonna turn it off. like I'm gonna delete it. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna delete it because like it should not be working. It should not be popping up, and it is. Sorry, I have to remember what my trigger is for turning it off. Okay, now deleted. Fuck this shit. Actually, I could just. Okay, okay, okay. There we go. Uh, the reason I chose these bunny ears is because they come with the model. The other bunny ears is an asset that I have added to all my other models, and this one actually came with these bunny ears, so I decided to use them. You know what? There might be a cryptid bunny that has 4 ears. Jackalopes do not. That's all I know of the jackalope. Thank you for the redeem, by the way. Um, so hopefully the writer can grow and create a story that flows better. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it with this story. I didn't like the way it was written, and life's too short. Life's really too short. I'm gonna play a different game now. I'm gonna put it up on the schedule. Tomorrow we're gonna play a different game. Maybe I'll start the weekend game tomorrow. That way I don't have to pick suddenly. Uh, excuse me, I'm gonna cough for a second. The fabled jackalope. You know what? I should add. I should add antlers and then be a jackalope. I could be a jackalope. I won't be writing a review about falling for Yaoguais because I don't feel I got far enough in it to really develop an opinion. Besides, not my thing. So this will be the only review we have of it. Uh, that's it. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all I got on this. Thanks for coming out today. And tomorrow, our next streaming day, I think we're gonna be playing Analog, a hate story, which I think is supposed to be a romance. I don't know. Guys, this game is super old, okay? It's like 13 years old, okay? So I don't know what to expect with it. I know a long time ago when I was looking for Otome games on Steam, it came up and it was like, "Hey, this is an Otome." And I'm like, "But is it?" And it still has the tag, so I assume it's an Otome, and an Otome not only has a female protagonist, but is supposed to be romance oriented. So it is called Analog, a hate story, and I guess it's a romance too. The fun stream or Steam game of is it Otome or porn? No, that's not. um, uh, I believe I have some of those too. Break time. I do have a couple games where it's like, is this a tome or is it porn? And you know what? That's okay. But we will get to play some of those later on as long as I continue to move through my backlog. So tomorrow we're going to start Analog, a hate story, rather than pick out a new Otome. I do have other new Otomes to play that came out this year, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And next week we'll have Flip Witch. It's kind of both. Oh, okay. Um, sorry, next week I'll be picking out a new game that we will be playing for our new game. And yeah, that's that. That's that. So thank you, Falling for Yaoguais. I had a time with the game, and it definitely shows that the creator loved this idea, that the developers were invested in creating the game. Um, it has everything that would make it a good game, except the writing is very weak, unfortunately. Uh, and for me, that's what matters. I have to have a good story with it. Um, it can't even just be pretty art, honestly. So Oh, Flipwitch is a game where MC can swap genders to solve puzzles, so porn hilarity ensues. I don't know why flipping or swapping your gender would cause porn, but I guess that's what that game's all about. Um, yes and no, Mina. Like, I would agree that it would have been better with a native English speaker localizing the game. However, I also don't think that's going to change the way the story was constructed, which is what my problem was with the game. The localization, while sometimes unnatural, like I can read that, I can get that. I've played games that were machine translated, and I've played games that are very poorly localized by people who are clearly not even like fluent in English. Okay, so localization, at least translation, doesn't seem to bother me a whole lot. But yeah, it's gonna it's gonna a professional localizer would have made it better, but it still would be a game I would drop because it just doesn't suit my preferences. Although, if you guys are interested in a unexpected story, I would say pick up Falling for Yaoguais because it's so random. Sorry, I'm scrolling up in chat, which makes me scroll up closer. Because the last thing I clicked on was my VTube Studios. So, Scum. Oh, okay, I see, I see. So I had said, I don't see how swapping genders leads to porn, and Scum said, what do you mean? Of course it would. I would long censored beeps if I swap genders. You know what, Scum? You know what? Uh, More power to you. I can't say I wouldn't. You know what? I can see that being a thing. I would definitely be like, hang on, I can I can swap genders and then solve this puzzle, but like there's no time limit, right? Like I can just swap genders and check it out for a bit, right? And then solve the puzzle? uh Private stream Flipwitch. Okay, you know what? I might have to. I might have to. I'll take a look at the game. Speaking of, if there's games that you guys want me to play, let me know. You can join our Discord server, which is adult only, and there is a suggestions section where you can suggest games that you might want to see. I will put them on my wish list, or I might have them. I have a lot of games, okay? And if it's my style, I'll probably play it. And if it's allowed on stream, I'll probably stream it. And yeah. Also, Mina's right. I have a family library because, my wife. So we do share games. Uh, so all of Mina's games are also my games. But I don't play most of them. I just told you guys that. She plays a lot of games I don't play. uh, that's it, guys. I know we're calling it a little early, but nothing I could do about that. Game's over. Had my conversations about it. Hmm, not a game I'll finish, and that's unfortunate. But if you're into that sort of story, go ahead and pick it up. It's not an expensive game. Falling for Yaoguais, you can get it on Steam. The link is often on my VOD on YouTube, and or you could just look it up. Like, it's that easy. Thanks for coming out again, and I'm gonna call it here, guys. So, have a good one. I will be back with Japanese lessons later tonight for me, tomorrow morning for other people, and middle of the day for even some others. So, whatever works. And yeah, later.